Hello, respected judges and all of people present today. As the first speaker of the opposition team, I am Raiza, stand here to firmly oppose the motion. While the proponent argues that one day of work from home will save energy during the Middle East war, they are oversimplifying a complex global crisis. The government assumes energy consumption will disappear, but in reality, it just shifts from the office to the home. Furthermore, applying this to all sectors is unfair and impossible. My first argument is about the illusion of energy savings. I claim that work from home does not significantly reduce national energy use because the burden moves from the centralized offices to millions of individual households. Office buildings use centralized cooling and lighting, which is very efficient. However, when people stay at home, they turn on their own air conditioner, lights, and laptops all at once. For example, one big air conditioner in an office might cool 50 people, but at home, those 50 people will use 50 separate air conditioner units. People also tend to use more energy for streaming or online shopping when they are at home, which increases fuel use for delivery services. Therefore, the total energy saved is very small or might not exist at all. The second is about inequality and practical problems. This policy is unfair because many jobs cannot be done from home. For example, doctors, nurses, factory workers, online drivers, and police officers must be physically present to do their jobs. A nurse and doctor cannot treat a patient through a screen, and a factory worker cannot produce goods from a living room. This creates a social gap where office workers get to stay at home while essential workers still have to pay for fuel and travel, creating a sense of unfairness in society. Third, the work from home policy can affect economic disruption and productivity loss. Forcing all sectors to shift to work from home, even for one day, disrupts the harmony of business operations. Many small businesses, like local food stalls and public transport drivers, rely on the daily movement of the workers to earn their living. When the streets are empty, these people lose their income. Furthermore, a sudden shift in work patterns can lead to a drop in national productivity, which is dangerous during a war crisis when we need a strong economy to handle rising prices. The fourth argument is about infrastructure fragility and high implementation costs. To make work from home policy work for all sectors, the government must ensure every region has perfect digital infrastructure. However, many areas still struggle with a stable internet and electricity. The cost to fix these digital gaps just for one-day policy is far more expensive than the energy we might actually save. It is a wasteful use of the national budget that should instead be spent on securing food or fuel reserves for the public during the global conflicts. Lastly, that policy fails to address the root cause. Work from home is only a temporary band-aid for a structural problem. The energy crisis from the Middle East war is about oil supply and national infrastructure, not just daily commuting. Our country's real problem is its heavy dependence on imported oil and non-renewable energy. Reducing one-day travel does not fix our inefficient energy management or our lack of domestic oil refineries. That policy gives a false sense of action while the main problem remains unsolved. Instead of work from home, I suggest that the government focus on structural energy resilience. The government should implement strict energy efficiency rules for large industries and factories that use the most energy. We must also invest in renewable energy and improve our own oil refineries to reduce imports. This can be achieved by giving tax incentives to companies that use clean energy instead of just focusing on digital work. In conclusion, respected judges, we cannot solve a massive energy crisis caused by war with a policy that only scratches the surface. Work from home for one day is an illusion of progress that ignores the reality of energy shifting and deepens social inequality between office workers and essential workers. It risks our economic stability and ignores the structural dependency we have on imported fossil fuels. A real solution must be bold and long term. It must involve building our own energy capacity and forcing big industries to be efficient, rather than asking citizens to stay at home. We need to protect our national resilience with systemic changes that ensure we're never again at the mercy of global oil shocks. For those reasons, I firmly oppose the motion. Thank you.